name is Megan Stifel. I'm currently the cybersecurity policy director at a civil society organization in Washington called Public Knowledge. And I also am a Nonresident Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council's Cyber Statecraft initiative. And I previously served as Director for International Cyber Policy in the National Security Council staff at the White House. I think we see some U.S. corporations taking on the challenge of cybersecurity appropriately, and they're doing so by, among other things, migrating to the cloud. So deploying the likes of companies like Microsoft and Amazon to essentially have a one-stop shop for security and software. On the other hand, we can look at large corporations like Equifax as a shining example of areas of the economy that are still not recognizing and appropriately governing themselves to confront the challenges of the digital economy. So it's likely that we'll have, I think, data breach legislation within the next 6 months to a year, probably before the elections in the fall of 2018. It's been essentially a sort of a migration or a maturity approach from initially in the prior administration. There were a suite of cybersecurity proposals that went to the Hill, and only 2 of them survived in the form of the Cybersecurity Act of 2015. There have been efforts to take a non-regulatory approach to cybersecurity, but we continue to see examples of where that approach breaks down, and primarily it's around the protection of sensitive personal information. Building a sustainable Internet of Things is a opportunity for companies in this space to take security and privacy in mind in the very early stages of product development, in similar ways that they think about the way that they are going to supply power to their manufacturing centers or minimize the environmental impact of their products. So among other things, it includes building secure devices, thinking about not collecting information that isn't necessary, maintaining and minimizing that information where it is collected and stored by the company, and really thinking about trying to be as open and transparent as possible around the way that they are both collecting information but also developing products that will protect the information that they collect and ultimately not pollute the internet. Enhancing transparency is, I would argue, a multi-phased challenge. In part, it's when we think about the breaches of companies, they are caught between 2 challenging positions: one of potential litigation by victims, but also the possibility of, where it's a publicly traded company, a significant stock decline. So we need to get to a point where we can learn the benefits of these victim companies without having to necessarily drive them out of the marketplace.